Hello and welcome back to Starfish Point. My name's Nebman and I am the founder of Nebman Industries. I've got an unlimited budget to build whatever I like on this new map that I've created called Starfish Point. In the previous couple of episodes we built the park, as you can see on the left side of the screen, and then separated by this kind of highway stop service station which has various petrol stations, car parks, restaurants, taxi, bus stations, all of those good stuff that you'd expect beside a highway. In the foreground you can kind of see the highway, and in the background you can see the small luxury sort of housing estate that we've got over there, which we've all built in the previous episodes. In this episode we're trying to fill in the space, so as we pan over to the right here you'll see a nice empty bit of space which kind of runs behind our canals that we've got going on and alongside the basically the mall shopping kind of area. We're going to try and fill that gap in with some various buildings, a couple of apartments and then a couple of key buildings like a hospital and stuff like that, because we need it. But yeah, let's get into it. So you'll see that when the game's actually running, we've got a few issues. We've got a few crime issues, death care as well, and we did have hospital issues. In this area here, as you can see, we've got plenty of space to kind of build in some key services and infrastructures. They'll be right close to the main route, so they can drop down into the city when we build out there, and then go right across here, and if it needs be, drop onto the highway or access the housing estates. So what we'd like to do is kind of connect. We want kind of a hospital and a police station and a bit of death care kind of on this end, and we just want some basic apartments, nice looking buildings, apartments like that towards this end. So what we're going to do is my ideal hospital that I have taken a look at, I've gone through them. I actually do like this one, but when you upgrade it there's a bit of a bug which essentially doesn't find a pathway, so we're not going to be using that one. The next one I think is the modern hospital. I think I like this one. You can upgrade it as well, which is great. So I think we're going to probably go with this one, to be honest with you. What we might do is angle it slightly away, just over here, and we're just going to allow this path to kind of run out of the back, just like so. So I want it to be about there, kind of backing onto the highway, not too close, nothing too crazy, just onto that section there. The next thing we want is to upgrade this to the max. Like I said, we've got a unlimited budget, so we can do this. You'll see that we've got these extension buildings, which are great, but also a little bit annoying. So we're going to think about where we're going to place these. I assume they are going to need a road connection. And they're not just going to place down. Yes, I am correct. That's going to be annoying, isn't it? We're going to have to try and destroy that without destroying this. Disaster! Disaster! Whatever. So from this position that our hospital is in, what I would quite like to do is essentially pick this road out from here, which is just a standard 2-lane road that we've got connected up. And we want to bring that out. We want to bring that out to about here, and we want to kind of straighten up this hospital entrance as much as we can to kind of sit it flush with the building that we've got, which will probably go to about there for now. And then what we want to do is just try and curve that round. Do we want to curve it round? Ooh, difficult decisions. Or do we want a straight road connection from here? For example, if we just used an alley, we place that alongside the hospital entrance like this, and maybe if we just like double alleyed it, that would be quite interesting to see. Potentially one here kind of goes straight down, and then one here that goes straight down. What would that look like? It's not quite central, is it? So it's probably not going to look very good. Let's do some fiddling around and see what we can think of. So I've decided to go slightly rogue and go with this alternate setup, which basically is more of a curved road that sweeps around and connects these two sections there instead. I think that looks kind of better, because then we still have all of this space to fill in. These still have ease of access in and out of the hospital, which is grand, and we can still utilise these other buildings here as well by placing them in various positions around here to make them look relatively kind of like a bigger complex, if you know what I mean. So what we might do is just figure out where we want these and then go from there. Right, so it doesn't look great now, which I completely get, but once we start kind of decorating a little bit, adding a few things in, it will look better. But what I kind of want this section to be here is kind of like a large, really big sort of medical area, kind of the main medical place for the city, which would make sense as it's such a humongous sort of building. We're just going to start with some pathways to try and beautify it just ever so slightly. We're going to have a few issues with the surfaces, which we can identify pretty instantly because they're going a bit crazy as we're building. But I'm sure we'll be able to resolve this somehow. What we'll do, we just want to draw some pathways around these buildings that we've placed down. Nothing too crazy. Oh, these surfaces are going to be problematic. I can feel it in my fingers. Feel it in my toes. Yeah, they're going to be annoying. Really annoying. Okay, we've done a little bit of adjusting for these surfaces. They're not perfect, but once we decorate in, they should hopefully become a little bit nicer. We just need to sort out a few more of these pathways, hoping that they'll stop messing around and actually work properly. That would be grand. But we'll just kind of mess around with the paths, see if we can lay them out, make this look a lot nicer than it currently does, because at the moment it looks very dull and boring. We're struggling to get any good sort of connections here as well, aren't we? So we'll drag that across, see if we can just pull that all the way through in a straight line. Same with this one. Actually no, not that one. There'll be reasons for that. That one can probably just link up to here. No way that that's 180 degrees, but whatever. And we might even draw another pathway just across the back there. And then we need to connect this pathway, which is over the back here, over just alongside there. Oh, we're going to have surface problems again. Surface area! We'll drag that one. We want some sort of a connection, nothing too tight. Maybe just like this. A little bit of paths. We'll think about what we're going to do with this surface area because that needs drawing back just slightly from the back. Hopefully if we do that it should... It's so annoying that as soon as you click it out one it just goes chaotic. That is fine, that's fine. Okay, I would like a little car park in here. Something small and simple. Something like this, or anything a little bit bigger, maybe like that sort of size could work. What about anything larger? Is anything larger going to fit? Maybe actually one of these could work. Yeah, a multi-story car park, that would make sense to have here. And we want it facing this way so that it actually fits. Just drop it along the side. I'd say we'd do it here so we could run maybe a couple of trees along the outside. So it looks a little bit less disgusting. In my opinion, it makes sense to have a multi-story car park here because it's a hospital. Hospitals get very busy. Good. So we've made a little bit of progress on the hospital sort of area. We just kind of got our paths and our roads going in kind of here, there and everywhere. few of the extension buildings, and then a nice multi-storey car park in the middle, which works out well, kind of covertly disguised with some trees to look that little bit smarter, which will be great. We do have a lot of gaps that we need to fill in. I do feel like we're going to need some more parking anyway, so it might actually be worth us seeing if we can find a reasonable sized parking lot, and then we can potentially think about whacking that in. The problem we have is all of these are rather large. Even these are ginormous. It might just be the case that we've got to pop potentially a smaller looking one, or maybe we can even get rid of this round portion and just put this parking kind of like here, or if there's one that's slightly bigger like this one, too big actually, probably this one will be the best bet, if I'm being honest with you, just like that, because then at least it's parking, and if we probably get rid of this, drag that road out just slightly, to maybe even, to be fair, do we want to, we could be inclined to try and connect that up to here, if we were to bring this road just out like that, see what sort of connection we could potentially make here. That could work. Now that we've done that, I might adjust the car park. Okay, good. Now, still utilising this space, we need some sort of crematorium, or some sort of hearses to help out the city. We could go with basic small ones like these ones, but I don't think the red sort of roofs, I know we've got recolour, but I don't think it really fits the bill. We don't really want a cemetery because they are ginormous. We don't really want a British church, so that leaves us to default with this normal crematorium that we always have, essentially. Thinking about where we want this, potentially we could have it backed up around here, that sort of area, maybe this sort of area, because it makes sense. You have mortuaries in hospitals, but you know, obviously you don't have crematoriums, but this does the same sort of thing in this game. So we might go with having this kind of close, but not too close. We'll just pop that facing that way, just like this. And then what we want to do is try and draw the road that will connect up here. That's nice and straight. I want to see if we can just curve this ever so slightly and just bring it into here. And we might even make this a roundabout just in the middle, just like that. And that brings that out to here. Let's see if we can drag our surfaces out as well, which is good. Drag that all the way out to here, and then we'll start thinking about, this obviously has a couple of upgrades, quite a few to be fair, which we want, but it's quite a substantial buildings, to be honest. So, but we could fill in this gap here, just like that. That'll fit in there, and to be honest with you, we might even be able to squeeze that hedgerow just along there and allow that to come out through here. I mean, it fits. Whether or not it's the best kind of idea, let me try something else. I'm not sure about that entirely. Let me figure something out. So I'm just in the process of, so our crematorium, we placed the main building here with the upgrade, placed that one there, which kind of fits in fine, and then we just pop one right on the end as well, just to give us all of the extra resources that we need. I've decided to, in this spare space here, to basically put 3 of these buildings all alongside each other, and we're going to try and make this look a little bit nicer, with just a couple of paths connecting it up, which is basically all I ever do, is draw paths. but it just kind of makes sense because it makes it just a little bit nicer. We'll just curve that, see if we can connect it in over here, which we can, and then we'll just fill in the gaps. We'll see if we can pop maybe a small park in here, or similar, something that's maybe 2x2 like this one, and we'll just drop that, connect that onto a said road, and then we'll place a few more trees around here just to beautify it just a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I think trees just make a huge difference to how places, buildings, areas just look. I think it makes an absolutely ginormous difference. I think they're really important to place down, so that's why I use trees all the time, because they look great. So we'll finish off placing those around there, just maybe 2 over there, and that already fills that gap in very nice and smartly. We do have a bit of a crime problem, I'm not going to lie. My thought process was I would place a police station here, something that looks quite good, quite a larger police station, but I can't quite find one that fits in too well. This one does fit in fine. This one's just a bit too big. This one's fine, but again, it's just rather large. I mean, like if we put that there, I don't see a massive issue with it, but I think it's just a bit too big and ugly. So we'll get rid of that one. Maybe this one's probably our best bet here. I don't think this is too shabby. I think that's probably our best bet that we're going to get for a police station for now. So we'll probably use this one. It obviously needs a helipad. We'll have a helipad. And all we're going to do with you are just box it off from the rear, just like this. Perfect. And then we're going to bring a pathway, just connect it in to here. So that has a connection, and then we'll bring that straight down into there. Good. The rest of this, not that important. We don't really actually need any paths down here, to be honest with you. But we're going to do it anyway. We'll just put one there and then fill that in with trees, and we can start working on the apartments for this sort of area, which will be behind us. So we'll fill in those gaps just like that. There's one little space there, and we'll do the same just over here, just to not hide the buildings, but from when you're driving down the main road, just to cut off the view ever so slightly. But there is a nice and easy way in and out for the police officers that need to go out and respond to emergencies. Got people using the car parks already, which is great to see. I don't know where his caravan just disappeared to, but at the moment, filling in that area with this hospital, crematorium, and police sort of district is absolutely grand. I think that looks fantastic. We do need some more people to work in here because there's only 0. But yes, I think for the time being that looks pretty good. That's quite a nice, good hub right next to the highway, so you get some cracking views of our main sort of area, which is good. We just need to build some more homes and just go from there in this sort of area. Now, starting off with this area, the first kind of thing we want to do is just get rid of all of these trees, because we don't really need these trees. So we just kind of want to pick them up and get them out of the way so that we can start building kind of what we want to build, which will be sort of a nothing too crazy, just kind of a standard kind of apartment complex, just to add a few more people into the area. Kind of trying to make it look a little bit nice, kind of high-end apartments, I would say. Not complete luxury, but nicer than the average apartment that you would have. So we'll do that. As you can see, I've made literally 0 progress there by trying to delete those trees. So we're just going to change our minds and do it this way instead. Oh, helicopters are very busy. Must be a lot of chaos going on around in my city. But what we want to do is just create this space here, just kind of get it ready for what we want to do. Granted that we are destroying a few things that we don't want to destroy, it's no problem at all. We will just fill in the gaps as and when we need to, like so. Perfect. So what we want to do is we want to try, I would like to have a road that comes out of here, out of this corner, I want to try and bring that up this way. I essentially, what I want it to do, whether it will actually do it or not, is kind of not really mimic, but be in a somewhat similar shape to this sort of area that we've got going on at the moment. So I kind of want it to curve round and join up here, just round there, and then same, just curve it around here. This one's going to be a slightly tighter bend, so might just drop that in a little bit, just like that, instead of going the whole way around. Just to give us some sort of, that's so ugly. Oh my gosh. What are we doing? No thank you, senor. You have been relegated. Right. We'll try something else, because that is so ugly. So ugly. So I'm just working out water over in this section here. As you can see, I've started to build out where the water will go alongside these sections here, and then a small kind of lake area central to where the apartments will kind of sit alongside this kind of alley sort of area. I do want to connect this section up again, so we want this to be connected, which is fine. What we'll do is we'll run that road. I don't want it to come out ever so slightly, and then just draw it across, somewhat like that, nothing too crazy, and then bring it round just so that it can connect up to the road that we have here, just like that. Just gives us an extra sort of road connection and more space for apartments to sit as well. I'll be brutally honest with you, I need to get ready for work. I quite frankly don't have the time to finish this build off today. So what I'll do is I will pick this back up in the next video. So I will start filling in this water section, start placing some apartments. I've picked some really nice apartments to place down in here, which will look really cool, really nice. And this is going to be a awesome kind of a high-end apartment complex, which looks really well, it will look really cool. Not just yet, obviously. But taking a look at what we have built today in this quite short and sweet episode, we've obviously got this wonderful waterfront kind of business centre, as you can see, with this beautiful museum, with the helicopter going across. And then we've got the climbing centre, the bridge, which I really like. I get a lot of hate for that bridge, however, it's my city and I like it, so it's going to stay there. We've got the climbing centre, that taller sort of tower next to the highway, and then our shopping sort of district, which looks fantastic. We've got the road that cuts through that meets the roundabout, and then in the top sort of fixture you can see the hospital that we've kind of worked on building today, which I think looks really good actually. It kind of fits in the theme a little bit better than I thought it would, with that taller sort of hospital building, small commercial building by the side of the road, 3 little extensions, and then the overground car park. I think looks fantastic. Let's get a closer look. So just getting a closer look of our work this afternoon. As you can see, yeah, we've got the hospital down there, which is being used, which is good. A few little car parks, with that car park down at the bottom right being used the most. A couple of extensions, plenty of pathways to make it walkable. And then we've got the crematorium as well, with its building extensions, which is quite nice to see. As well as we've got a couple of apartments alongside the main road, a little park just dropped in there, as well as another little car park too. Traffic is now starting to flow alongside our avenue that cuts through, which looks really nice. But I think hospital, main sort of city hospital wise, I think that looks fantastic. When we start expanding the city, making it huge and dense, you'll notice that we'll probably need all of that. Coming around, you can see that we've got the police station with a police helicopter which lands right on cue, looking fantastic as ever. and then as we move over, you see the start of our development, where autosave. You'll see the start of where our water kind of lakes will start to flow into, and then our apartment complexes will be placed around that section, that portion just there, which I think will look really, really nice. So there we go. Look out for the next episode if you want to see what we end up looking like. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.